Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Podcast channel.
From the world-famous Sugar Shack in Texas, USA.
Oh, yeah.
It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. And coming up, we're going to speak to Carfax about getting the most out of available data. We'll have the upcoming events calendar, Mars reviews, the new Subaru Crosstrek. At the bottom of the hour, we talk about the upcoming Texas Mile event. Plus, you'll hear the stories making automotive news headlines today. We got Hemmings Sold Cars Roundup. It's always fun. And a pleasant Saturday to you. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong, gargling his way through the intro.
There you go.
Here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Yes, we have an hour to go. You know this is a 3-hour show.
Theoretically.
No, it's theoretically. Theoretically. Mars, it's theoretically. You know, if I were him, I think I'd come over here and slap me.
So.
I'm just proud he got the wording right.
the pronunciation with the emphasis on the right syllable. Yeah.
Syllable. Well, we didn't get the last guest's name correct, I guess. But, well, you asked.
Chi.
Yeah.
And I would have said.
Alex was right.
Yeah.
Alec, we got that part of it right.
What a great interview.
Yeah.
It was
good stuff.
Fascinating stuff, isn't it? Well, we're going to have another fascinating interview right now. His name is Faisal Hassan, and he's the general manager of data at Carfax. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, gentlemen. It's great to be on again.
Yeah, it's good to have you with us again. So here is the subject at hand.
All right.
How consumers, car buyers, can do better used car research. Okay?
All right.
I don't have an answer to that, but I think that you probably do.
Absolutely. I mean, look, today with so many resources available to consumers, we know that they'll go to the internet, they'll go to Google, they'll do a search, and there are just so many resources out there. First of all, the consumer has to decide what kind of car they want. They want an SUV, they want a sedan, they want a pickup truck. And then they want to go and they want to look at the reviews on those cars, right? Which one do they actually want? What year, make, model are they looking for if they're looking to buy a used car? Obviously, I'm with Carfax, and I highly recommend they go to Carfax.com. We have literally millions of used cars that dealers from all over the country, thousands of dealers have posted the car. You get the free vehicle history report there, and literally millions of them that you can find. But you need to narrow down what you want to look for. You can use our site. There are great websites like Consumer Reports that you can also use to look at reliability and ratings. And then you can also use Carfax that once you pick a car and you find it on a dealer's site, you can actually look at the ratings and reliability of working with that particular dealer. We collect that information specifically from consumers who have been to that dealer. But today you go to the internet, there's just endless resources. I highly recommend Carfax, places like Consumer Reports, as a starting point.
Okay. What am I looking for specifically? Let's just take, for instance, a car that's an SUV that's 4 years old. Let's just pick a Suburban, a Chevy Suburban. It's 4 years old. It's got 60,000 miles on it. Well, okay, so here's the data, but what part of, because there's lots of data, what part of the data am I looking for? What do you think
should be looking for?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm buying a 4-year-old car that's got 60,000 miles on it, what's the first thing that tells me? It tells me car's been driven about 15,000 miles a year, which is about average, usually around 12 to 15,000 is average. I'm going to look for how many owners has it had. It's 4 years old. Am I buying it as the second owner, or has it had 3 previous owners? I'm going to look for what was its previous use. Was it a taxi cab in its previous life? Was it a rental car? Did it come off a 2-year lease and then go to another 2-year lease? So I'm going to look for those kinds of things. But the number one thing we know consumers look for, dealers, anyone, is was the car in an accident? Did it have a damage event in its past during those 4 years? And that is really key. And using a Carfax report, getting a mechanic's inspection is really crucial for that. Then you want to know, has the car been well maintained? Has it had all of the key service events that it was supposed to have during that time? And if you do those things with a mechanic's inspection and a test drive, you should be in pretty good shape with that 4-year-old Suburban.
And if you're looking at 4 or 5 different ones at different dealers, now you have that ability to compare all of them against each other for which one meets all of those criteria the best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're comparing them side by side and you're looking at their vehicle history reports side by side, you're also going to be able to see the vehicle history adjusted value on there, which is the specific value that Carfax places on that specific car. Not all cars and not all of those 4-year-old Suburbans, but that specific Suburban, based on its history. And from there, you've got all of the information you need. But you're exactly right. You want to compare cars at different dealers and then put yourself in a good position to negotiate and try to understand why different dealers are pricing them differently.
How far back, we're talking about a 4-year-old car now. How far back does your data, how far back can I look?
1981. When the VIN became standard.
Oh my God! I don't know of a 1981 car I'd want to buy.
No, but let's say your Corvette, a 2001, 2002, 3, 4 Corvette.
That's different,
C5.
but a 1981 Corvette. Hit the stop button on that.
There's nothing there.
No, but it's a great car. We actually see cars all the time with model year 94, model year 95. People are running vehicle history reports on them. You guys probably know this. The average age of the car on the road today, the vehicle's in operation, is about 12 years.
Yep.
And it's growing.
Yeah.
And, if we get this strike that takes place and you have less new cars flowing in, people are going to keep their cars longer. And we're seeing that quite a bit now, especially used car prices. We put out a press release a couple of weeks ago because we saw used car prices trend down about $600 on average per car. Now, that might change if a strike takes place and lasts, say, 3-4 months.
Well, but by the same token, the truck I'm driving is a 2015. I like driving that truck. It drives good. It does everything. What it's missing, though, is the new technology and the cost to upgrade it from a number 3 to a number 5 system, for example, is just it's a bunch of money. But the truck is holding its value because of the used car market and stuff. So I'm 9 years into it, and I'm not looking at a new one.
Okay.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of reasons to keep it, and if I could figure out a decent way to upgrade the technology as far as the screen and the interface to it, I wouldn't even think about it.
I'm going to shift gears a little bit and ask you, there are a lot of cars on the market that are for sale that have been wrecked in the past. And when I say that, that's a general statement because a wreck can mean it wiped off the entire front end and it's been rebuilt, or it could have had a fender bender where they crushed the right front fender and got it repainted, no structural damage to the car. Would you buy a used car based on that? And people do. And what is the percentage of that?
Believe it or not, about 50% of all the cars on the road have had some sort of damage event. And we see regularly in our data that about 30 to 40% of the cars that people run vehicle history reports on have had some sort of damage event. And the great thing is what Carfax is able to do, we're able to put about a severity and a point of impact on about 95% of all of those damage events.
Oh, wow. That's big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on our report. Now, I will buy a used car with a damage event. I will be totally honest with you. My very first used car ever, my very first car ever was a 1980 Honda Prelude that had a huge dent in the side. And I bought it anyway because it ran great. And the guy told me it had been in an accident and he told me what happened and he gave me a great deal on it. And I had a mechanic. There was no Carfax, unfortunately, at the time, actually no 17-digit VIN either. And I drove that car for 10 years, all through college and graduate school and until I had my first kid. So you can buy a good used car that's had a damage event. Now, if it's been totaled, if it's got a salvage brand on it, I would steer away from those cars. And today with all of the flooding that's taking place, you're getting a lot of flood vehicles that are coming back in the market from Vermont and California and Florida. So being really careful is important. But there are good used cars that have had damage sustained and have been repaired the right way.
Can you walk me through the process of getting a car on Carfax? And the reason why I ask this is we just recently purchased a car. And you're out on the lot and you're looking, where's the Carfax report? Oh, that's just came in. It's going to be on next week. What about that one? Oh, that one, we didn't have a Carfax report. So is it garbage in, garbage out at the dealer?
So look, we've got 31,000 dealers who subscribe to our service. It's rare that you could go to a dealer and not find a dealer who's providing a Carfax report.
I could take you to 4 today.
Let them call me. I'll get them on the program. The reality is today, most people who start their car search, it's not like the old days where when I bought my first car, I'd go look in the paper, I'd drive out the dealer's lots to try to figure out what they had. People are going to the internet today, right? They're going to the dealer's website, they're going to Carfax.com, and they're seeing the cars, and the vehicle history report is right there. It's there because the dealer purchased it. Right. And asked us to put it there, and you'll see it everywhere.
These dealers are on the Carfax. They have the signage. They've got the big banners. They've got all that. They're signed up. They just don't know.
It was a new car, right?
Well, no. Pre-owned. We searched for pre-owned first. There's not even Maronis on some of the new ones.
Interesting.
We work with these dealers, and the dealers pay for Carfax, so. The vast majority of dealers, one of the first things they're going to do, they're going to say, hey, I looked at this car. I inspected it. I ran the Carfax. It's got all it's one owner. It's got all its service and repair history. And hey, it had a minor damage event. It was a fender bender. Look, Carfax shows you exactly right here because it helps them sell the car. And so if a dealer is buying Carfax reports and not showing them, they're probably doing themselves a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk
something.
Just a moment about all of the service on a vehicle. I've got a car that's 22 years old now, and yes, I get it serviced. I don't drive it very much at all, but at least once a year, I take it in for its maybe 3,000 mile oil change and inspection and that sort of stuff. How does Carfax know that I've taken it to a car maintenance facility and had the oil changed?
So we work with about 76,000 service and repair facilities across the United States and even in Canada. And we actually go and work with the principal, the owner of the facility, with the dealer. And what we do is we tell them, look, you've got this piece of metal that's coming in and you're doing work on it and you're making it better. You're putting a new transmission in it. You're changing the oil. You're putting new brakes in it. You're updating the tires. Put that on the Carfax report. Let's show that there's value that you're bringing to this car. And so we work with all of these entities. We have a team, and I started the program with a couple of other people back in 2002 and, working with dealers and aftermarket facilities. And today, you go, a car goes, gets its oil changed, maybe gets new tires, gets the tires rotated. That night, the aftermarket shop will hit a button and send the data to Carfax. We'll put it on our report, and we'll brand them on the report. And then we'll turn around and we'll send you a note, say, hey, how was your experience? And you'll rate and review that particular shop, whether it's a dealer or an aftermarket. And we've got right there verified reviews. So it ends up not just helping the shop, but it helps the owner of the car. And when they go to sell their car, and it's got that vast service and repair history showing the car's been well maintained, Carfax's history-based value just goes through the roof for that car.
How do I know that the place that I'm taking my car for the oil change is doing that?
That's a great question. One of the things you can do is download the Car Care app. The Carfax Car Care app is in all of the app stores. It's completely free. You put in your VIN, and we will track everything for you. But when you're in there, you're able to put in your zip code, and we'll show you all the shops in your zip code that participate, whether it's dealer or aftermarket, and you can choose where you go and what service that you want. You can price the service for parts and labor, all of those things. You can make an appointment, and it's all completely free. And that's usually the easiest way to do that.
And that's how my repair facility or maintenance facility actually sends the data on my car too.
That's correct. They're just sending the VIN. They hey, this VIN got an oil change, got a tire rotation, whatever happened to that particular piece of metal, they'll share that. And then we'll make it available right back to, if the owner has signed up for car care, it'll show up usually within a few hours, and they can keep track of their service and repair history. We'll let you know when your car needs to be re-registered. We'll let you know if you have an open recall, just about anything you need to know about that car. And this is all free. We provide this completely for free. We have about 35 million consumers who have downloaded the app and are using it every single day, put in their VIN, and we help them track the history of their car.
So I can go on this app and log in my VIN number. Will I be able to see any information about my car that's already in there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If it's
all
been
of
entered.
the service and repair history,
That's
if you have
the
an
key.
open recall, if your car needs to be re-registered, any of those, and it's updated automatically. As soon as new information comes in, it's updated. And the really cool thing is your history-based value sits there, and you go get an oil change, scheduled maintenance, you'll see it move up a little bit. And that's pretty cool.
And if you're dealing with a dealership or a used car operator that advertises that he has Carfax, and you walk in and say, well, I don't have it on that one yet. How long does it take him to produce that document?
Well, if it's a Carfax Advantage dealer, the reports are generated automatically, so it's usually available. Independent dealers, some of them do what we call a pay per VIN. So they may not be running Carfax on every single car on their lot. They may be running it on specific cars, or they may only be running it when they're buying a car wholesale. But our Advantage dealers, which is the ones who, when you walk in, they've got Carfax everywhere because they want you to know that they're being transparent, that they want the process to go well. But my gut is, based on your question, that might be one of those dealers who's only running Carfax on very specific cars.
Well, that brings to my point, because the one I'm talking about, they had all that. They had signage. They had it on the door. They had a puppet or something of that nature. And no, they were clueless.
But it only takes them minutes to get the report. I mean, I've done the pay per VIN, and I mean, it doesn't take very long to produce the report. So I don't know why anybody would say, "Oh, we can't get it."
Well, somebody's dropped the ball somewhere along the line.
Maybe a newbie that doesn't know how to do it and doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
If you go to a shop, if you go to a dealership, used or new, and they don't want to show you the Carfax report, you probably might want to
run. Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure.
Yeah, put on those new running shoes you got. Faisal, it's great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. Great information. Carfax.com.
Show me the Carfax.
Who doesn't know about Carfax? Thank you again. We'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Take care of yourselves, guys.
You too.
Oh, you bet.
Nice.
I know. All right, time now for the events calendar.
Right.
I know of an event that we've got coming up. Two of them, actually. We've got
Woody's.
Woody's Waterfront Car Show down in San Leon.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up. And then we also have Autorama.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Those are two. Did I steal all your thunder? I didn't mean to.
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, he's through.
Because he's got him on the cruise in.
Northside Mustang Club, they're on their cruise. A few of them had chimed in earlier saying they were listening to us while they were on their cruise.
Oh, that's cool.
Hello, Northside Mustang Club. Enjoy yourselves. As well, Cruisin' Silsbee 2023, September 29th through the 30th, Friday and Saturday night at the Kirby Memorial Stadium in Silsbee, Texas. Mars, you need to be there because September 30th, you can start off a Nederland Avenue cruise and cruise from Nederland
to Main
and
Street.
go to Silsby.
No, I'm going to cruise to San Leon to Woody's.
Okay, well, we'll see you at Woody's.
It's only 3 blocks away.
Join us for Woody's for his 5th ever show put on by Michael Woody at what's the restaurant?
I don't know.
Topwater Grill.
Topwater Grill in
Thank
San
you.
Leon, right out there on the water's edge.
Salads are awesome.
If you can get one.
Yeah.
Get one.
Also, October 14th is the All British Car Show at the Butler House off of Gosling Road. October 20th is the 38th annual Wolf Creek Car and Truck and Bike Show in Cold Spring. The Clear Lake Car Show at the Elks Lodge in Kemah is on September 23rd. And Saturday, October 28th, is the Oak Turbo Fest at Karam Springs in Waco. And then the 17th annual Heroes and Hot Rods Veterans Day Show in downtown Bastrop. We had Bill Zelag on last week talking about that. And, that's always a good show. I think they have a limit of 400 cars.
I have to tell you that the only time that I'd ever been to downtown Bastrop was last year for the Corvette Extravaganza, and it's a cute little town. But I'm always on my way to Austin.
You're on the interstate.
You drive by on the highway.
Yeah, and I'd never gone to downtown Bastrop.
It's
I was
only-
Bastrop. I just thought it was the highway junk shops along the way, along with some gasoline stations.
No, it's like
a real honest to God town.
It's like 3 blocks north of the Whataburger.
That's right.
When you're driving by on the highway and you see the Whataburger, you just miss the exit. It's about 3 blocks north from there.
There you go.
Cute little town. Okay, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars had a chance to drive the Subaru Crosstrek, which, I'll steal your thunder, is a gussied up Impreza.
Ooh.
Did you know that, Mars?
No, I
take
didn't
that.
look at it
Well,
that
it
way.
is. It is. It's a. They've turned.
Now you do.
They turned the Impreza
me
into
write
an
that down.
SUV.
He called him Gussie.
Gussie?
Go
I have a
ahead.
Cat named Gussie. So we're talking about the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Premium. This is the 3rd generation of the Crosstrek, and it's available in 5 trim levels. You got a base, a premium, and then you get to the Sport, the Limited, and new this year is the Wilderness. I can't even read my own
wildness.
I can't even read my own writing
It's
here.
the wildness.
Yeah, the wildness. So anyway, this is a compact crossover SUV, and a lot of things are carried over. It's kind of a refresh this year. And you're going to find that there's a frameless hexagonal grille with some compact headlights. You're going to find hexagonal steering, responsive
Hexagonal.
LED headlights with LED fog lights. Got a heated windshield, heated side view mirrors on it, raised roof rails. Got a sunroof, and it rolls on some 17-inch alloy wheels. Now, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, and so a lot of this is set up for. That's the reason. One of the reasons this vehicle is so popular because of all the all-weather that it can handle in the all-wheel drive mode with the things that it's got. Now, ours, by it being the premium, it wasn't the base model, so it's up 1 notch. So we had the cloth interior seating level set covers, and it was the heated front seats.
They were
Is there a
hexagonal.
problem down there?
Yeah, there's a problem
Did you
over
just
here.
eat some peanut butter?
So we had a really nice 11.6-inch touchscreen infotainment system that was in this car. It actually seemed really big for the vehicle that we were in. And that's where you're going to find your Subaru Starlink system. That's going to be the infotainment system, the nav, all the things that they've got in it, which is new for this year. Going to find your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto there. Now, under the hood, this is a boxer engine, so it's a flat type engine. We had the 2.0 liter. Now, if you step up into the upper trim levels, it is a 2.5 liter. So we had the smaller engine, 152 horsepower, 145 pound torque,
Pound feet
backed
of
by
torque.
a CVT. Now, this particular vehicle is rated to tow 1,500 pounds. You get the bigger engine in the upper trim levels, it'll tow a little bit more. EPA says you should be looking for about 27 in the city, 34 on the highway, combined for 29. Now, I drove this vehicle 342 miles, and I got 27.5 miles per gallon in it over the course of that week.
Pretty good for your fat foot.
I thought it was real good, and it's a smaller engine, but I thought it handled really well as far as the power levels on it. This is a kind of a firm ride. You know, it's all-wheel drive standard. It's not a race car, but it's a very confident, inspiring driving experience. You drive it, you know, it's not going to be exciting, but you feel good about it. When you're driving it, it's going to go where you want it to go and how you want it to go there. Part of that is it's got, to me, a taller roof line. So it seems like you got a little more headroom on the inside of it, particularly in the driver's position. So the driver's view, the span of view in it, I really like that a lot better. Now, the base trim price is $27,440. The base model, which we were one up off of that, is $26,290. Did not have a Monroney with this one, so I don't have an exact price for this particular vehicle I was driving. If you're looking for something to compare it to, though, you're going to look over possibly at the Ford Bronco Sport that Don was talking about earlier. $31,230 is what I had down on it. The Jeep Compass is another one in that category for $28,000, and the newer Mazda CX-30 is $22,950. But again, that compact crossover SUV segment is a pretty popular segment. There's a lot of competition in there. So there's a lot of variance in the horsepower that you can get as well as the features you can get in the car. But again, if you're looking for that all-wheel drive vehicle that gives you that confidence, inspiring driving experience, the Subaru Crosstrek is one of them you can look at.
Hexagonal grill.
With a hexagonal grill.
Hexagonal grill.
I'm going to have to improve my writing. I may have to start typing it.
Or at least your vocabulary. And don't be eating peanut butter just before you read that.
You going to send that to Subaru?
I may have to edit a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Clean it up a little bit. I generally don't edit it very much.
Very much, I think, is the key word there.
Depends on what we say during it.
That's right. How we can screw up his car review. We don't do it intentionally. It's just that there are things.
It just comes too easy.
It does come easy.
And I appreciate all the help.
I know you do. But we wouldn't all be here if it weren't for things like that.
If it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Fun and games.
Okay. Well, we got 30 minutes left. I'm ready to go now, but I guess we'll stick around.
Suze is out.
Picked a bad day to quit drinking.
Is she out? Did I let her out?
No, she's out. Snoozing.
Oh, she's knocked out.
Suze is snooze.
Yeah, she's over there. Notice that she's found a nice place underneath the camera that you're looking at. So
on the cold concrete.
On the cold concrete, because it's cool.
It's kind of like you, Don.
Well, she walked around here earlier and then just headed that way.
Yeah. So you want to make sure everybody was in their place, which we still are. All right. Hey, not that you'd ever do this, but I just thought I'd let you know that this program is available 24/7 through iHeartRadio. Just search In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. And 30-minute podcasts are at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. And I know that that's the one that you pick.
And available for free in the App Store.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Loopy Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Loopy Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Loopy Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Loopy Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on inwheeltime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our inwheeltime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora,